Yo, what's good with it? Lucky Lefty podcast. I am your boy Shaun Davis. The Onora boys are in the building. It's been a long day for me, Left. I
Yep.
just got done with another show. We were waiting for IB Sports Nation to kind of wrap up before we jumped on today. It's Friday. It's end of the week. We're brought to you by Onora Whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. It's that premium American whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. And if you're going to drink, by all means, make sure that you do so.
Responsibly.
You got to do it responsibly. We're definitely going to talk about big time visitors, big time commitment. Sean Sabellano committed to Notre Dame early today, 300-pound defensive tackle from Clearwater International Academy in Clearwater, Florida. Left did a film breakdown on the young man yesterday. I don't care who you are. You need this type of big dude on your squad and in your locker room if you're going to win a national championship. You got to have a plug stopper and some trash talkers and someone that plays with attitude, like you pointed out pointed out yesterday, Left. And this young man fits the bill.
Yeah, he definitely got the archetype that you're looking for when building a D line with depth, having some 300-pound guys in the middle that are versatile. This kid is very versatile in the sense that point of attack, no, but he can cross gaps. He has
Uh-huh.
some moves, and he's just a big body, and that goes a long way. And especially if we play in the nose of being a two gap stopper or being able to move the center where you want them, so we're able to get the blitzes through the A gaps. So there's definitely a piece builder when you're talking about installing an aggressive and physical outgoing defense led by Marcus Freeman. So with an addition like that, it fits more like how Riley Mills was, how his commitment was coming in as a solid pick. Is he the first round pick of the draft? No, but he's somebody that you need when you're mentioning a great defense too.
So it was a big weekend, the start of the June official visits, and we had an official visit from a player that definitely was not planned to be here. And I have my theory on what happened, Left. I have my theory on what happened. We're talking about offensive tackle Guerby Lambert. He is on campus. He
Yeah.
is on campus. He was scheduled to be here a couple of weeks from now, but he decided to come this weekend. He was scheduled to be at Ohio State, decided to move that and come in to Notre Dame. He does not have a relationship with Joe Rudolph, the new offensive line coach. I personally spoke with Guerby Lambert when he got his offer last year. We
Yep.
talked about how awesome it was and the pleasure it would be of playing for a coach like Harry Heastand. And he had spoken to Harry Heastand on two different occasions when I
Mm.
talked to him last summer. So
Godfather.
he was looking forward to the relationship with Harry Heastand. And now he comes in now. So I'll give you my theory. Can I give you my theory?
Okay.
A young man loves Notre Dame
Okay.
and and loves Harry Heastand and dreams like, yo, I can actually play for Harry Heastand.
Oh,
This
Charles
is
Jackson.
dope. No, I mean this is Guerby Lambert. This is
Uh,
him. This is him. Like, yo,
that's how
he,
Charles Jackson felt.
Jackensaw was as well. So he follows suit. And all of a sudden, Harry Heastand decides to lead the program. Wrench. Wrench. Like right before you can come for a visit during the spring. And now it kind of throws Notre Dame back a little bit. So you're taking a wait and see approach. You hire Joe Rudolph, who's not like one of those home run offensive line hit, hires. He's not Sharon Moore. You know what I'm saying? He's not one of those big names on the offensive line circuit right now. So now you love Notre Dame, but the luster's gone a little bit. So you're moving on, and your people around you know the affinity you have for Notre Dame, but they see that you're moving without really considering Notre Dame or giving them the same attention that you previously were going to give them. And so a conversation takes place, and they say, wait a minute, Were you in love with the coach or were you in love with Notre Dame? Because Notre Dame is Notre Dame. And I think some people around him got him to realize, like, yo, don't go and take these visits and then, have it tentative that you're going to get to Notre Dame in a couple of weeks. No, go and allow Notre Dame to get on the same level as everybody else. Go establish a relationship with the offensive line coach and give Notre Dame a fair shot. I truly believe that's the conversation that took place between him and his parents who joined him on the official visit this weekend. And I think him coming in before he went to see the other coaches that he already has a relationship with shows that he's trying to make an effort to truly give Notre Dame a fair shot to kind of get back in this thing and get back to the top of the fray, which is where they existed before Harry Heastand stepped away.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a strategy. I think anytime you get a chance to be thorough about your recruitment and Notre Dame's in the conversation, you'll end up finding all the right signs that you should at least give it a top five chance for you just because of everything that it offers and the mystique and after football, this, that, and the third. So for him to do his due diligence, I think is the right conversation to have by his parents. But um, a lot of this too, I think it goes with fit and Carnell Tate. Notre Dame was great, but then again, that receiver coach, he's
Mm,
not putting out Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave and all the guys they're put Terry McLaurin and all the Paris Campbell, all the guys they're putting out back to back to back years. I know Notre Dame's good. I know they can
hmm
sell me on everything else, but I need somebody's gonna put me in the league.
Yeah,
And that's a huge factor outside of it being maybe NIL or, it being a good team or a good quarterback. They need a coach that they know that, okay, if the worst case scenario, I learned a lot from him. He give me the tools that I can survive on my own, even if not drafted. But I know I can be a good player, better than where I am today.
yeah,
That's a selling point. Coach Stuckey is getting a chance to see if what Braden Lindsey was saying could come into fruition. And just like he did at Clemson, was able to pull some pretty uh, great receivers that matched well with the quarterback. Um, it's going to be able to definitely boost his status as a receiver coach, but it helps the recruitment as well. When recruits know, oh, that's a Chancey Stuckey product.
right,
Oh, Chancey Stuckey turned his whole career around. Oh, Chancey Stuckey, because Brian Hartline is just like picking up the phone, calling receivers like, hey, I'll just have Garrett call you tonight. Hey,
right,
I'll just have Chris Olave call you tonight with Terry McLaurin. We get on a group chat. I put him in not only in the league. I'm making him
right,
rookie of the year, highest paid on the team, highest drafted receivers in the last however long. Now a lot of that has been supercharged and backed by having second pick of the draft quarterbacks, first pick New York guys for the Heisman at quarterback. So you lean on you putting guys in league on top of that. You got the best guys in the nation throwing to you. What are we talking about here? A lot of selling points that make it very strong, but a lot of it comes from can the recruits trust and see on the field the results and teachings and techniques of their receiver coach because that's almost as good as getting the moms to like the school is the receiver coaches that like the kid,
yeah,
vice versa. Yeah, they love Marcus Freeman. They know Marcus Freeman, great dude, love to play for him, run through a brick wall, blah 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 blah. But Marcus Freeman ain't no receiver coach. He ain't finna get Carnell take the techniques and that Chancey Stuckey. So that's a whole nother relationship. And I think Chancey Stuckey did a great job with this class with Isaiah Cannon and them boys, where he's doing the right selling points and he can throw the quarterback in it. Hey, CJ call you? Oh yeah. We finna. Oh, see, yeah, we making it happen. So you are starting to see the effect, but we're gonna seal the deal when we had those 1,000 yard receivers and no more Charlie Jones conversation.
I'm looking forward to that, Left. I can't wait for that day.
Not enough, we need to start complaining. Not enough footballs out there on the receiver talent we got.
Lucky Lefty podcast. So Guerby Lambert, once again, one of the top offensive linemen in the 2024 class, moved his visit up 2 weeks, and he is in South Bend just ahead of another big day on Sunday, which is the Irish Invasion. Last year's Irish Invasion gave us Jack Larson, Aeneas Williams, Cam Williams, and CJ Carr. Those relationships and those commitments were formed during the Irish Invasion last year. So could the Irish Invasion give us the same output moving forward over the next few months? One
It
can
is
only
like
hope. One can
shoot,
only hope. Yeah, yeah,
because we invite
absolutely.
all these guys, right? Like we invite. It's not like a just sign up at your local YMCA. This is like these are the top 50 guys we have on our board, and we're gonna try to sauce them up. And I think
Yeah,
it was cool too that we started doing that. I know Florida did it for a long time. They did Florida Friday Night Lights. Us having a version that is good because I mean, we had Amon-Ra St. Brown come to it, even though he didn't commit. He was there, and it's funny I remember that. But potentials of guys that we can really snag on coming out there.
Lucky Lefty podcast. So I'll show you a little bit of why Guerby Lambert is vitally important, especially with Notre Dame being on the verge of possibly losing one, maybe even two tackles this year. The depth at the position is something that needs to be shored up. Charles Jackensaw is coming in, but Guerby Lambert, along with Pete Jones
What
and
about a Bill
Prescott.
Wagner?
Emil Wagner is part of that depth, but he's more of a right tackle from what I'm hearing.
Oh, okay.
He's more of a right tackle. So
He is a big dude, 6'6", 300.
yeah, 6'7", 300, 6'6", 300. I like him because he is a swing tackle, right? He can play left. He's athletic enough and has great feet to play left, but he can also play right, and he's a bull in the run game. Look at that. He's still driving dudes 20 yards down the line.
Yeah. He doesn't stop his feet, which is
No,
the
bro.
most attractive part. Once he gets hands on, he take him for a ride, which is good to see.
He said, man, how big was 6'7", 300? Yo, that's massive. That's a big dude. He said he just threw my man.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna do that in college, but hey, if you do that in college, you might not even need to go. You go straight to
Yeah.
the league. You throwing Jordan Vitello like that on first day of practice. You go ahead and go to the league, brother.
Now, by comparison, I wouldn't say he's as agile as Charles Jaggersaw, but look.
Hey, when you talk about people you need on the offensive line, just like our guy that committed Silvano,
Yeah. Shaun
Civiliano, yo, he is one of those guys. You're just like, oh, okay, you're the biggest dude in the tri-state area. We just need you.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. We just need you are in the 100-mile radius. You're the biggest dude in 100 miles from right here. We need you. We're gonna turn you into something. And I think that's what Joe Rudolph is particularly well at because he's coached different positions through his time. So being able to see an athlete and be able to categorize him and fit him into a specific position like O-line, I think is really good because I don't think Houston would look at this and be like, oh, this is our guy. It would be somebody more technical, more on the acute side of things. But this is a guy with a high ceiling because he has a high motor and he has the
Well, hold on. Harry's the one that was recruiting him, though. Let's get it straight. Yeah, he was a Harry recruit, and then Harry left.
And then Harry left. Yes, I'm sorry. It's about establishing relationships.
Yeah.
The relationship Joe has to build is brand new, and the convincing of, hey, I'm just as good, if not a hair off, right? And for a guy like this to be so big, man, how much coaching do you really need? I tell you, step left, step right. Don't let the dude in front of you get behind you. And, it's definitely close your eyes and we made the right pick regardless type of guy.
I just love how quick he gets to the next level in the film. Like whether it's driving somebody to the next level or literally just moving up to the next level off the combo block. Really good feet for his size already. So even if he adds weight, he's going to keep that nimbleness that he has to be able to play at the tackle position. And like I said, he's played right tackle and left tackle. So
I mean, sealing that edge, that thing, you drive a truck over there. You pinning that in, they pin that in inside.
yo, these running backs aren't being touched until they
No,
get to 4 or 5 yards down the
yeah,
field.
and just the aggressiveness. You got to want to block somebody. If
Yeah,
I was recruiting lineman, I want to see a guy that's just physically. I want to get my body on your body.
yeah,
I'm trying to put hands on you because that's really what it is. Yeah, you can
yeah,
have fast feet, be technical, but you can tell a guy that wants to be out there to be aggressive and a guy that's out there just happy to be putting on a uniform. And this is a kid that's like, I'm gonna use my size to my advantage. I'm not gonna patty cake with you. I'm not gonna show you I got fancy feet because I do ladder drills. I'm gonna put my body on your body. It'll be hard to get around me, and I like those kind of guys. That's how
yo,
Q was.
bro. I'm looking at this offensive line, and heck, the players he's playing with are just as big as him. That's the
Yeah.
crazy thing.
That weight room program was something different. I mean, look at they guard that just pulled right there. He's huge.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they eat good over there. That must be one of them
One
Catholic
of
schools.
the Catholic schools up in the Boston area, bro.
Beds and they eating 3 times a day. We deal with the kids in the area, so you get a mixed bag like jelly beans. You get a mixed bag. You don't know what you gonna get. Some big, some little.
Yeah.
But these schools out here, shoot, they paying that 30,000 for education. Yeah.
30. You low 30. What school are you going to for 30 a semester?
Oh, I'm saying back at home. Now out here,
Oh,
it's you're in the 56,
hey,
easy. Bosco's
yo,
Bosco's
it-
65, something like that.
what if I told you tuition? People wouldn't believe me when I say this, bro. What if I told you tuition for Loyola Marymount was pretty much the same as USC?
I believe it. I believe it. But USC ain't not cheap either though.
No, not at all. That's my point. We know USC isn't cheap, but when we got the breakdown, because my daughter applied to Loyola Marymount.
Okay.
Yeah. And they sent her the breakdown with scholarships and everything. And by the way, hey, let me tell you something for all of you out there that have kids left, they don't have a football program, so you don't have to listen to this.
They
But if one of your sons wants to hoop, bro, Loyola Marymount is the most beautiful campus I've ever driven by in my life.
really.
Bro, it's like on the bluff
That's not
over
the
it's on
team
the
that went to the Elite Eight, is it?
yeah, when Hank Gathers and all of them. Yeah, bro. And Bo Kimball. Man, the campus is like on a bluff overlooking the ocean, fam.
Ocean.
Oh, bro.
It's like that.
Yo, it's
That sound like
and
Pepperdine.
then I want to say EA Sports is like a couple of miles away.
Oh,
Yeah, because when I was driving, I'm like, oh snap, that's EA Sports.
you got a big
Yeah,
old
it
EA
is.
sign on them.
Yo, it's a beautiful area, bro. It's an absolute beautiful area. These are things like growing up in the Midwest, you wish you knew about these type of places when choosing schools or thinking about schools. But yeah, it's like you said, when you're thinking about spending 50, 60 a semester, it changes everything.
Yeah, you
But
get your money for it.
Look, this is my honest opinion. Like I said, I had multiple conversations with Guerby Lambert when he first got his offer, when he first started talking to Harry Heastand. He was super excited about Notre Dame. He called it an honor to have the opportunity to speak with Harry Heastand and possibly play for Harry Heastand.
That's
So
right.
Notre Dame was literally at the top of the list. And
Oh,
it's
easy.
understandable that once Harry Heastand leaves, that's a little crack.
Yeah,
That's
you
a
just
little
not
crack.
gonna have. Think about it. When Harry Houston left, we got guys like Kane Madden that come in the build. That's the cracks.
Yeah,
Harry
that's
Houston would
true.
allow that,
That's true.
that travesty to happen like that.
That's true. That's
So
true.
it's just it could change fast too. That's the thing. It could happen
Yeah.
just like that. In 1 year, we went from Hall of Fame linemen each year to, oh my gosh, we can't even stop kindergartners through our that whole thing. So yeah, coaching matters, and when you got a coach like Harry Easton, that's a big loss because it's just hard to replace. Not that you can't
Yeah.
put another O-line coach, but like you said, it's taking more losses than one. You going
Yeah.
from some lineman automatic top three just because that's like, oh, I made it to the pinnacle. Harry
Right.
Easton thought I was good. It's bigger. It's like, okay, no, it ain't. Yeah, but if Harry Easton thought I was good, you see all the money he done made, guys.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Notre Dame ASAP. I'm probably shooting for Notre Dame as a lineman, just like if I was a tight end and then you was big time getting offers. You a big time tight end and you get a Notre Dame offer.
Right.
Tight end you. It's like, yeah, you got some offers, but like Jack Larson, he probably don't care he dropped in those stars.
No.
It's
Why?
like I got the Notre Dame. That's the 5-star tight end school.
That's the step.
I'm certified. Forget being ranked. I don't care about rank. I was ranked enough to get that tight end you offered.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what it was for offensive line at Notre Dame. Because if I get in Harry Heaston camp and I'm traveling like the Buffalo herd travels in 3 years, I'm gonna be making $100 million. What are we talking about? That would be my first school.
He
All right.
said like the Buffalo herd travels.
Yeah, like okay, think about it. Certain positions at Notre Dame, it's just like automatic. You top three,
Yeah.
school, automatic.
Yeah.
Quarterback, if you're black,
Yeah.
quarterback.
Yeah.
If you make it to Notre, you get offered by Notre Dame as a black dude at quarterback. It should be your top three. It don't matter if Notre Dame is the last ranked team in the country, the best team in the country, middle of the road team. It's good to have. Offensive line should be your top three if you get a Notre Dame offer. And tight ends. That's like LSU. If you a corner, you get an LSU offer. I don't care if you 2-star, 3-star, 4. I got that LSU offer. Hell, Colorado may be like that now.
I think Notre Dame will step up. Joe Rudolph, from what we've heard, players love him. We'll see if this recruit loves him this weekend and builds a relationship. If Joe Rudolph can establish a strong, you know what's your first thing you have to do left? You got to win the mama. You got to win the mama. It's Notre Dame. That's Notre Dame wins all mothers in recruiting.
Yeah, before they get on
Except for Cardell Tate. Except for Cardell Tate. Cardell Tate's mother. Most mothers with Notre Dame, Notre Dame has it. So you have to do the same thing. I believe both his parents accompanied him this weekend. There's video of them getting off the bus on YouTube. The charter bus pulled up to the stadium and he steps off the bus. And I'm like, yeah, that's a big dude. That's a big dude. So
some of these kids are just like. By the way, are we recruiting Marshall Pritchett?
yes, I talked to Marshall Pritchett this week. We had Marshall Pritchett on the show previously. He said he will come on. He anticipates he just blew up at the Clemson.
That's
camp.
what I'm saying. He just blew up down there. They talk about it a lot.
He is coming to the Irish Invasion. I told him I'll see him on Sunday because I'm driving down for the Irish Invasion. And he said right after that, he'll be coming back on the show, hopefully with a Notre Dame offer.
That's right. That's
So
the Biscaronic we need
he's
right
excited. The last time we spoke with him, he was a wide receiver. He's made the change to tight end.
now. Oh, even better.
Yeah, so now he's a 225 pound tight end,
He's
6'5", that runs a 4.5.
yeah.
Instead of a big wide receiver. Yeah, so he dominated at the Clemson camp, and if he puts forth any type of big effort,
To put some weight on him a little bit, maybe like
I mean,
240.
dude, putting on 10 pounds is nothing in college. It's really not.
20. I think 2025 you'd be dangerous.
Because Jack Larson is sitting right at about 235.
Jack looked pretty big though.
Yeah, Jack's built different. He's a shorter, stockier kid. Marshall's much longer.
Like a receiver. He looked like a receiver.
Yeah, Marshall's the Tyler Eifert type.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the other big official visits this weekend is possibly going to be a second running back in the class. And he is my favorite running back still on the board out of Lufkin, Texas. That would be Kedron Young. This kid, man, first of all,
running backs.
You see this kid, his legs are massive. Flat out massive. I love this kid, the speed he has, the ability to take it to the house. He would be the perfect complement to Aeneas Williams in his class, who is Mr. Doing everything at the running back position.
Here we go.
Let's take a look at him, Left.
Kedron Young.
Out of Lufkin, Texas. Look at his legs, man. That dude's legs are ridiculous, bro. That's the first thing I said when I saw him. Like, this dude has some big thighs.
Oh, goodness. Like those Pee-wee games where it's like everybody's just trying to tackle him. He's just like single-handedly tossing kids off and stuff.
Oh, dude. Now, this is Texas football, so
yeah, he's just one of those kids. You're not gonna do the arm tackles with him.
No, sir.
Because he's big in the right places in terms of for a running back being able to have a surface area to tackle. When your legs are that big, it's just like guys not trying to tackle you from your knees. That's a concussion waiting to happen.
So that's a concussion waiting to happen, bro.
Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? That's why they don't try to hit Aldrich that low all the time. They go for ankles. They gotta go lower than that. But that's what like he's got that same Jabron Payne build. Stocky lower body, maybe not a burner, but he can run through them holes vertical and get you some tough yards when you need it the most.
Man, one cut gone. That's what you're seeing right here.
Yeah,
he makes one cut.
He's doing a bunch of. He's just gonna be a tough type of running back. Every time you talk about it, just
you doing your Chris Berman, right?
Yeah, that whole thing.
Oh, see him catching it out the backfield. Just will not go down, Left. He just will not go down.
Now, the guy that we got from Penn State, that's a great combo. I like how we get a thunder lightning combination. Throw back to our Sierra and Theo. We got a one-cut power back mixed with that guy that can do everything outside the tackles. And it's not a Chris Tyree or a CJ Sanders size. We getting size of guys that could be a nice, solid Josh Adams. A nice, solid Dexter Williams, Kyron Williams, maybe even a little bit bigger at those positions. I think if we're just physically a bigger team, let alone from an analytics standpoint, I think it's going to bode well for what we're trying to do.
Look at it, one cut, go. That's just who he is. Big, powerful runner. How a kid like this in the modern day offense left as an OC, when you have a powerful kid like this that you feel like you can lean on, are you trying to set him up for the second half to wear teams out?
I probably want to get on them early. I would be more of the strategic side of things of where if I have a piece like this, I just know that at any time, I just want to rip off 20 plays of just featuring him. It's a great uh, equalizer in what your game plan is for that. Because at some part of the week, you had to address what you would do for that. And then that opens up everything else second half when we're doing stuff like this, hitting them over the head. So I think it's hard to, well, whenever you go in with a player like this, where he's just, the de facto best player on the field, you use that early because they know it's coming, and then you hit them in the second half with the stuff that you work on as an offense coordinator, like your style.
Yeah, once again, Keydron Young, another big time visit this weekend from Lufkin, Texas. Top running back left on the board for Notre Dame, who already has Aeneas Williams in the fold. But they like this kid so much that if he wants to come to Notre Dame, and originally it was pretty much Texas Tech, TCU, and Notre Dame. And then all of the other big time schools started coming around making offers. So, he's going to take some more visits. Notre Dame is in the mix. And I love Dylan McCullough.
Yeah.
I know Dylan McCullough can recruit. If there's one position, I'm not worried about Dylan McCullough.
And the schools that he chose, he doesn't even look like a fit there because he's so big. He look like a quarterback that needs to be in that backfield as a single back, under center. We going right, we going left. He looks bigger than way too big to be in the shotgun. Put that man in a single back formation, and let's run our inside outside zones. I feel like that's his style. He's not a guy that's going to be doing this in college because why? He wasted time. Don't throw the ball out there to him. Throw it to him inside, because in college, these are tackles. It's just he's just stronger and way, beastlier than the guys he's going against. But the stuff like this inside, yeah, that's him. That's him. His lateral quickness may not be the fastest, but he's definitely a vertical runner. Like this is what he's best at right here. Bounce cutting and trying to get to the outside, not so much. This is kind of like the beefier Logan Diggs, right?
Mm. He's a red zone man, red zone dude. See that hole, get in it, make yourself small, get into the end zone.
I like his tape though. I mean, it's definitely.
What's not to like?
Fitting that archetype, definitely having that Thunder combo back. Both very versatile. You don't see too many of his hands being on display, so that's something that's interesting. He probably had the best hands. Probably got strong hands, where he probably fights the ball sometimes. But like I said, he's not a guy that I'm thinking outside the tackles for. And Aldrich is going to lead this year, so this will be a nice Aldrich filler for years to come.
Once again, Keydron Young on campus, official visit with his parents. The number one running back on the board left for Notre Dame. More than likely would be a take. And look, I like him a lot, Left. I like him a lot, man. I really do. I really think Aeneas does so much.
Yeah.
That I understand why people, but I don't think he's that far below Aeneas Williams. I think Aeneas Williams is definitely more agile, has more lateral quickness, can do a lot of things, return game, passing game. Heck, Aeneas Williams splits out. He's just that Marshall Faulk type of running back.
He's that Christian McCaffrey kind of guy.
Christian McCaffrey type of running back. So yeah, I would agree. Keydron Young would be a perfect complement. Perfect compliment to Aeneas Williams. Lucky Enough to Podcast. Don't forget Apple Podcast, Spotify. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube. That thumb that goes up, smash that for us. helps with the views. Follow CFB Nation on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Get all the great content, CFB All American, also Rise and Draft with Ryan Roberts. We give you audio edibles each and every day. Home of the Misguided Passion. It's the Lucky Lefty podcast. You already know. We spin it different. It's For the Culture Friday, and we're going to get into some of that convo when we come back. And then we're going to delve even more into Notre Dame's recruiting in the month of June, a little bit on Justice Scott, and some other big-time recruits that are on campus this weekend, particularly at the safety position that might be of importance. We're talking about where Notre Dame needs to take it to the next level in that position. Lucky Lefty Podcast. We'll be right back. Back on the Lucky Lefty Podcast. And Left, we were talking about this pre-show. According to Charles Barkley, there's an article on Bleacher Report that says if you work with an idiot, you can ask to be bought out. We learned that in the post-game coverage of the NBA Finals last night on NBA TV. And jokingly, he was referencing what is going on over at Fox Sports between Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless. And you asked me a question, Left, talking about how in the world can he get a buyout? And I don't know what took place, bro. Something had to take place. Something had to take place where his lawyers were able to say, hey, this work environment or something. It's not conducive. Yeah, they had to prove, racism or something or prejudice. They had to prove something.
Is that severe of a reason?
Man.
Because I'm like, that is kind of odd. That don't just happen. But at the same time, I don't understand all the Skip hate. Do you think that he gives bad takes? I think he has really objective takes at times. I think sometimes too analytical when it comes to numbers, but I think Skip's pretty good at his debate topics and what he's talking about. I don't think he's just. I hate the cop out. Oh, you can't score 4 points on your own high school team argument, because I do think there is a space for people to talk about the sport.
But everything is nuanced. Everything is nuanced, right? And certain people, look, I have friends that are in podcasting that flat out feel like I have knowledge and I can talk about sports just like anybody playing in the league.
Yeah.
If that's the way you feel, that's fine and dandy, but you don't have the same level of knowledge, my man. You don't. It's a different level of knowledge. First of all, I've been a Notre Dame fan longer than you have been connected to Notre Dame.
Right.
But I yield to your football knowledge pretty much all the time when it comes to certain things. You played the game. I didn't, bro. And I don't have a problem taking a step back and saying, yo, he played the game. Like, don't listen to me. I say it all the time. Yo, this dude said it. Like,
right, but factor in the entertainment value of what the TV is and the debate show set up as itself. I think is it's like Common Man versus, remember Joe's versus Pros?
Yeah, I remember that show.
It's that, but in debate topics, my perspective of it, where obviously the man ain't played and probably couldn't play today at any stretch of the imagination. But that's not the point when it's regarding the entertainment value of both of their opinions, because he may have some.
Yeah, but see, Skip falls into
things.
Yeah.
But from the show perspective, Skip knows more about a wider range of sports than I think Shannon does.
From a literary and writer perspective and connections,
just like
Yeah.
from a connect, but also
I can agree with that. He's been around the game and covered multiple sports, to a great extent. I can agree with that. But also, I lack respect for Skip Bayless and Nick Wright because they've attached their ascension. Wait a minute. They've attached their ascension to a person and not their work.
Okay. Well, I thought Nick was good. See, I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Nick has attacked. Nick came up because he was the dude that started the greatest. LeBron is the greatest. That was his whole rise to fame.
Oh, okay.
So you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't respect that. Like, just be good at your job. You don't have to have somebody's testes in your hands in order to be good at your job. And
people would say that about Shannon.
Skip. Oh, facts. Facts. Okay. Shannon is guilty of it as well. But see, Skip, on the other hand, he tries to do it and then act like he doesn't do it. Come on, man. You have tied yourself to Tom Brady for the last 20 years on multiple networks.
For sure.
So it's like, stop. That, for me, is where I lose respect, because it's like, and that's where the argument with Shannon came in. His love affair with Tom Brady, which is outside of the argument in the debate, he allowed that to come into play, and you have the situation that you have. So for me, I'm one of the individuals that would yield to the actual playing experience of an athlete to say, yo, there's some things that I can learn. I don't think Skip Bayless thinks he can learn anything from an athlete. I don't. And there's a lot
in that realm of debate and how he basically, he runs the whole thing. It's kind of what you sign up for, in my opinion.
And it's like he doesn't think that. So with that being said, it is what it is. Skip is getting to the point where he's getting ready to retire in a minute anyway. So Skip might have another 4 or 5 years.
I didn't know he was 71. That's crazy.
And yes, the topics are repetitive, but Andrew, I agree, but I can't really put that on Skip. I had this rant 2 weeks ago, didn't I? Left how lazy the producers at these networks have gotten.
Yeah,
they're just lazy. They're lazy. They have a 2-hour show, and they say if we produce and get topics for the first hour, we can just regurgitate the same topics and change in the second hour, and that's a 2-hour show. That's all they give you. It's lazy, but the ratings prove that it works.
But if you think about it, that's hard too now because you are everyday television, 24/7 sports.
Man. That's crazy.
You gotta have people working now.
That's crazy. So now let me ask you a question. Are you interested in seeing Tom Brady in the booth now or in the studio talking football?
Not really. I don't know. I just think there's a healthy separation. Like, for instance, I like Jeff Van Gundy on the commentary. Even though he probably is not as good as LeBron James, I think he has a lot of good comment, except when he talks about how he would change the NBA format and get rid of halftimes and free throws.
Right.
But other than that, I enjoy in terms of watching the game. Yeah, you can't pass up some of that. You know what I mean? Like it's like it's no different than how Snoop Dogg does all these random events. Like he'll do the Olympics, he'll do like a wing challenge. It's just a personality. Okay, he don't know nothing about the Olympics, but I bet you he got a lot of people to watch curling when he was up there talking about it. You know what I mean?
And let me tell you something. Look, this is the respect. I'll give you guys a little, the journey of Lucky Lefty podcast and Shaun Davis in particular, because Malik played for Notre Dame and already has well-entrenched roots within the program. I come on and let's be honest, when I walk into the media room at Notre Dame, it's a lot of different reasons why I stand out.
Yeah.
One in particular, but it's a lot of different reasons to stand out. And shout out to my guys.
Every question.
And I'm not the only one. Our guys Drew and LaVon both cover Notre Dame sports, and they cover all the sports. They're
Oh,
locally,
oh,
and they
they
do
probably
it, and
more.
both of them do a fantastic job for 57 down there in South Bend. The shot Levon's been on the show with us, Levon Whitaker, and I got Andrew. They covers Notre Dame sports as well. But yes, we step in the room at Notre Dame, and it's noticeable. It's noticeable. And with that being said, not only noticeable to the other media people, but it's noticeable to those that are in communications for Notre Dame, right? Like I remember walking in a practice and walking in, and one of the communications people walked up to me behind me, young lady, and said, "Shaun," and I'm like, "Oh, I've never met you in my life. I'm sure I'm pretty easy to know who I am, right?"
They got rosters of like the White House press secretary got the rosters of people's pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, if he's the only
But
colored one out of the bunch, I can
so,
remember.
coming into that situation, I chose to come in um, humbly, right? Starting a podcast, working for Irish Breakdown, doing recruiting. I came in humbly and I introduced myself to people, and people that kind of shut. I get, man, you know why I love Eric Hansen?
Yeah,
He's one of the first people that showed love.
you see, he a good dude.
Tyler James was one of the first people to show
Tyler
love.
James is a good dude. He's
You
in
know what
the
I'm saying? And there were others. That said, "Yo, what's up? Show love."
probably not Pete's
And
hand.
man, you show love, you get love.
No
You
fact.
show love, you get love. And then there were others that didn't say as much and just kind of stood back and watched. So I took the same approach. That was that. There were others that decided when we started the podcast to take little subliminal shots on their message boards and on their podcast. And I'm not the dude to sit back.
Yeah, they was trying to.
If you can say something, I'm gonna hop on my platform and say something
They was
too.
trying to hit you with the sidebars.
You know. And then when I saw you, when we got back to practices, it was like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Because we're not doing that. We're not doing that. So, man, I'm a lover, bro. I'm a lover of people. But at the same time, it takes love to get love. And that's the approach I took. And that was because I'm the newbie, bro. I'm trying to gain knowledge and build relationships in the building. I wasn't trying to come in and kick over chairs and no, it was like, yo, let me be the one that sits back and let things play out. And yo, when I saw Casper trying to take shots, it's like, wait a minute, hold on. That's 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 not happening. And that is, that's just like a sneak peek into we say it all the time. There's way too much meat on the Notre Dame media bone.
That's right.
Everybody can eat. It's like 4 or 5 websites, 4 or 5 message boards, up to 10 podcasts. Everybody can eat. You know why? Because Notre Dame fans love content about Notre Dame.
Absolutely.
So they're going to watch Irish Breakdown. They're going to watch Lucky Lefty. They're going to lock on Notre Dame. They'll watch it all if they can get content and information.
See, the difference with us, though, and how we spin it different is like hot dogs.
Uh-oh. Not the hot dogs.
Everybody enjoys hot dogs, meaning Notre Dame content. But when you come to the Lucky Lefty podcast, you find out what's in the hot dog.
Yeah.
Because that's not what people are asking. People just said, "Oh, give me the brat, give me the Frankfurter, give me the old what's the ballpark classic." But nobody said, "What's the content details of the hot dog? What's the inner workings of the Notre Dame football program?" That's where you come to find what's in the hot dog at the Lucky Lefty podcast. These other podcasts, they just serving the hot dog. You're not asking what's in it. They just getting regurgitated information. It's just a hot dog. Good content. But you want to know what's in your hot dog? You want to know what Marcus Freeman is really thinking? What ideas that the apparel companies can really have for Marcus Freeman? You want to know what they really into? You gotta come here. So there is meat on the bone.
For everybody. For everybody. And you know us, we will have people from other podcasts on with us. We don't do that. Oh, you're with that group. We can't talk to you guys. Man, we don't do that crap.
No.
We don't do that crap. I've had words, cordial words to Tom Lloyd. That's it. That's it, right? But yet still one of the people that introduced me to the game of recruiting. We had him on the show, Steve Wiltfong.
Yeah, he's my first little
That's
journalist writer.
that's my dude. You know what I'm saying? We go back. So I don't, man. If we see need to have Tom Lloyd on, we'll have him on. Like we don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't have these hangups, man. It's too much fun to be had. Too much great content and conversation to create, and way too much meat on the bone. It's Notre Dame football, bro. It's the best. I'm blessed. I'm absolutely blessed to co-host with this dude and talk about the biggest brand in college football. I'm
Easy.
blessed, man.
Easy.
I don't have time to put limits on myself because of emotions. Man, we'll rock with anybody.
You gotta get that news out there because there's a lot of it.
Absolutely. We'll rock with anybody that wants to talk Notre Dame and college football. Matter of fact, we've been saying we're going to have Eric Hansen on the show. We're going to make it happen. We broke bread with Eric Hansen, not this 2 years ago at the Blue and Gold game.
Game.
Him and his friends. I'm telling you, man. Yo, so that whole Shannon and Skip thing, bro, is comical.
Yeah,
but it's comical, but it is really a byproduct of something that is oozing through the entire industry. And every sport, bro. Just there are people now with the advent of podcasts that feel like they know just as much, bro. I know just as much as you. All right, that's fine. But can you do what I do? Right? That's like the dude that says I rap better than Young Thug, but do you have his swag? Do you, whatever it is that makes him Young Thug, do you have it? And if you don't, unfortunately, he's blessed.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta chalk it up.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like he just got it in this area of whatever we doing. Nothing wrong with that. But that just gives you variation. It's good to see somebody. That's what they say. The 33 rule.
Yeah.
Hang out with people that are just as smart, not as smart, and smarter.
Yeah.
Get you a good balance. So the average dudes, you know.
Like Jay Carr said, Thugger Swag is wearing a dress. It's 2023. That works now. Wouldn't have worked 10 years ago.
Timeout. It's
hey, bro. I'm just saying.
It's not a dress.
You call it what you want to call it now. I'm just saying.
Y'all don't understand fashion. That's hilarious.
I'm just saying. Hey, shout out to Thugger. So, I want to talk about this as well, because maybe you could give the impact of the people around you. And maybe you could point this out, because maybe, a discussion needs to be had about, because we talked about, gun safety and players on football teams having guns and why, and coming from different backgrounds. And let me tell you something, man. Whether it's sports or life, always think about the impact of the people around you, especially when you're still ascending in your career or in your life. And I just fear, we talked about this yesterday. I fear the worst for this young man, Morant.
Worse meaning like some ban or a year?
No, I talked to multiple people. Of course, from my time working at ESPN, I know the beat writers that cover the NBA beat, reached out to a couple of them. They pretty much in unison, separately said, "You're looking at 30 games.
Oh, that's okay.
You're
Ooh,
looking at 30.
that's a good little chunk, but
You're
that's
looking
not
at 30.
how people were thinking it'd be a year or something.
You're looking at 30." And
Is that a max? Is that like the max you can get or something like that?
no, you can get up to a year. But I think with this, I do believe with this, the blessing for him is there is no precedent for a situation like this because no laws have been broken.
The law of optics.
So this is basically no, this is just basically the league elevating the logo
Yeah, that's all it
to
is.
say, yo, you cannot mess the brand up.
This is
And
brand punishment.
this is brand punishment, and this is something that has to be reached between the office and the Players Association. So I fully expect the conversation was Adam Silver came in with around 50 games, and the Players Association came in around 25, and they'll settle somewhere in
That's
between.
crazy how you getting in trouble on a scale like that for non-illegal things,
No, he's a second time offender.
Of
It's
a
not.
non-illegal thing.
It doesn't matter. We had a conversation. We tapped you on the
Yeah, that,
wrist.
that part, okay. But it's like, these still grown men too now.
Oh, it's absolutely a grown man situation, but bro, it's just never good. If I had a regular 9 to 5 job, I wouldn't be posting a gun on my IG.
Yeah.
See, that it's some things you want to have some empathy for the young man, and then other things you just feel like that's common sense. You're just not exercising common sense, and he didn't.
Maybe it's common sense to us who knew what life was before social media.
That could be the case as well.
Social media, you like, they don't see that there's supposed to be a veil between
Do you
social media and real life.
do you feel that there needs to be conversations between coaches and administrations in schools about social media on college campuses? Because you have so many diverse young men coming from different areas. Should there be a focus? This is really what I wanted to get to. Should there be a focus at Notre Dame? And that's not to say that they don't have it already, but should there be a focus at Notre Dame with social media and making sure you post the right things? And
I mean, I don't know. I don't really know about the digital policing. I think it's a slippery slope when we digitally police and censor things from a morals perspective, only because everybody lives by different morals.
facts,
So
facts.
it's hard to do the policing by people's feelings. And that's just objectively, I don't like it. Now, obviously, you can't. I mean, it's in real life, which is so different between that and social media. In real life, people just don't say whatever they want. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's real life consequences. The whole that's what I said in a tweet today. They should study the personalities of a person that's on social media and texting compared to who they are in real life. Like when we say LOL and we're not really laughing for real in real life, but we're texting it. But in the text, we laughing for real. You know what I'm saying? So the censorship on people's ego, in a sense, is just like, come on. I think if there was just consequences and people got beat up for saying stuff, they probably wouldn't say stuff anymore. But
Right.
I just think it's hard to police it, hard to manage it, and then people are too sensitive and subjective about it right now in the whole realm of people's feelings getting hurt and determining what is hate speech and not hate speech. It's like you have whatever. So I do think that there's a realization also that for instance, black people, we've been getting talked about for a long time, and there ain't been no laws against that. So until that happens, everybody else will, now you know how it feels.
The last part was standard. You, he said,
That's just
look,
like saying, everybody's in this huge recession, and a lot of people in the projects already been broke. So this is not like a world is ending. We, some of us been.
no, but I just expect the access to be even greater as time moves on. If you think access to people is at a peak right now, you just wait. You just wait because they the technology they have coming down the line,
Yeah.
bro. I was just talking to them. No, I was just with my brother who is a writer producer on the gospel side of things, and we were just talking to people about artists in the process of creating apps to release their own music
Yeah.
to cut out the distributors of these streaming platforms so they can get their own money, like in the ways and the testing they have to go through and everything, the trademark and everything. But it's coming, and
That'd
it's
be pretty
access.
fly if like Kodak Black had his own app and everything was there, and to get it, you have to download the app.
Yeah,
But and
and
also like you gotta maximize that space. You gotta have like it's like almost an artist is being a company, not even a person anymore.
yeah,
You gotta have current news. You gotta have stuff
yeah,
coming back.
yeah.
So it is kind of being
Like,
blended into everything these days.
because I'm sure. Like things are different in 2023 when Malik Zaire arrived on campus in 2013, bro. Um, I'm sure whether it was you or another teammate, I'm sure it was somebody on the squad. You were like, this dude does not need an IG.
Oh
Please,
yeah, yeah.
please do not give this dude an IG because he'll
Yeah.
mess around and get us all in trouble.
No, for real. And we were on the cusp of like that being kind of like this new generation is everything's on the camera. We was more like, oh, we have what is this?
Yeah,
This is kind of cool. But we didn't know what to put on there. And it was still, we lived in the time of why would we put ourselves on camera doing stupid stuff?
uh-huh.
We still had that common sense. I don't know when that came out of the generation of common sense, just who records their own crimes.
Right.
Like, for real. Like, everybody knew, even when cameras was out, like, a little different when it came to other stuff, but you ain't putting no crimes on camera, let alone on the internet. I don't even know how you explain that one. We did a bunch of ornery stuff.
Can you imagine if social media was at its height when all of the stuff that was happening, like Tommy got in trouble multiple
Tommy wouldn't be
times
a
at
coach now.
parties?
Tommy wouldn't
Tommy
be a
would
coach
be.
now.
Thank you.
He
Think
would be.
about that. If Tommy Reese had been at Notre Dame just 6 years later,
He would
Tommy
be.
Reese, yeah, because that video would have gone viral.
People would have been having a problem with it. How is he in that
Absolutely.
position?
Absolutely.
How is he in that position?
And that goes to show you the difference between it being in print and the difference between everybody seeing it.
Yeah, yeah. For
It
you in the
makes a
court, it
difference.
didn't happen.
It makes a difference because we've all read the stories. We know what took place, but seeing it would have taken it to an entirely different level. And now his coaching career would have been impacted, and that's crazy. So moving forward, and I'm sure a lot of programs do sit down and talk to these kids, especially when they come in about their social media. And I mean, Amir is over the player development department there at Notre Dame now. So that might be part of his task. But like you said, it's only so far you can go when it comes to censoring what people are able to do with their social media.
Yeah, and it's
And with NIL would keep a lot of these kids from doing anything stupid because they don't want to mess up their money.
yes, that's the top 3% though. But this is
That's
still
true. That's
dastardly.
true.
it's just the way social media is. It's like almost too good to be true. Yeah, there's a ton of value that you can find in it. People have some success with it, but from an overall schematics of things, I
Mm-hmm.
just don't find it as useful as it appears to be. Like Chat
Yeah.
GPT, it looks very useful, but I'm sure there's something about it that's it's getting all the information or something. You know what I mean? And it's got to be a trick to it, but at the same time, it's still a new frontier in a lot of aspects.
Yeah.
NIL is a new frontier.
Absolutely. And
Nobody
this is
really
the thing. Brian and I want to get your opinion on this because Brian made a point today. He said the NIL landscape, one of the things that irritates him the most are the people that are managing this NIL money acting as if they're all about the kids and we just love the kids so much. No, this is a new industry and
new industry.
you're trying to find a way to make money as this industry expands and you're trying to get in on the ground floor. So just be
Like
honest
gold,
about it.
like gold. When the gold rush came, it was
Absolutely.
thousands of people.
Absolutely.
Was everybody come out rich? No, but there's a lot of people that never had family riches that got
Right.
rich.
Right.
That's the hope. This whole NIL thing, even with Brandon, it seemed like a genius idea. Starting the NIL company as a player, for the player, that whole thing. Now it's like 15,000 copies of it. And now it's kind of like, do they even need them?
Right.
You know what I mean? Do they
Right.
even? Nobody knows. It could be huge. Brandon could be on the cusp of $1 billion if it streamlined itself as to this how you make money and do it big. But right now it's like before Nike took over the game, everybody's trying to figure out how to break through.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see in 5 years from now. I think it'll happen that fast. Us get a clear version or a book or a lay of the land or a, uniformed identity on NIL.
Well, see, that's why the people in that landscape is trying to get in on the ground floor. That's why they're trying to fight so hard against capping this whole thing. They don't want it to cap. They want someone to come in and eclipse what Nico and Malik got.
Like, what do you think? You think Brady Quinn's thing, is that
That thing is a collective for Notre Dame.
is it more for it's for Notre Dame?
That's different from Brandon. I think Brandon is actually trying to create opportunities for college athletes in all sports across the landscape and connect them to the right brands. So, but at the same time, Brandon's trying to make money.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
Brand,
I think it's Brady Quinn, right? It's like
yeah.
he making something now. Like he ain't,
Hey,
you know.
So
None of you guys are slick.
everyone's trying to act like they have such a big heart. They
Yeah,
have such a big heart.
yeah.
Yeah.
On the back end, you know what I'm saying? On the back end, if it works out, you're like, yeah, that feels good.
And I said something today. Jack Swarbrick wants to be the Jerry Jones of college football. Just watch how he moves.
He looking for his Pepsi deal.
Well, he sticks his nose in football business, right? He's very powerful amongst the ADs across college football. He's connected to the biggest brand in college football. The Dallas Cowboys are arguably the biggest brand in the NFL.
Wait a minute, hold on. The only thing is,
I said arguably, man. Get him out the bunch.
Jerry love his players though. Now he love his players.
You trying to say Jack doesn't love his players?
If Jack loved his players like Jerry did, he'll throw that money around for NIL. That's the only difference.
Okay, I mean I won't argue that.
Spend that money now. If he
won't argue that.
If Jack gave Ian a setup like Jared gave Zeke $50 million.
Oh man, he blesses Zeke. He definitely blessed Zeke.
Yeah.
He definitely blessed. He blessed Dak too, coming off that injury.
Oh yeah. Well, they messed that one up because they waited too long, but they had to bless Dak.
Idiots could have had Trevor Lawrence. All they had to do was tank. That's all they had. As soon as Dak went down, all they had to do was tank. They would have Trevor Lawrence. And here we go. No, they just wanted some more Dak. Just the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life, man. But no, that's Jack Swarbrick.
Today, the Eagles was trying to get Russell Wilson. And he said no.
Ooh, so that cat Sean Payton must not be feeling Russ like that.
No, this was before he went to Broncos.
Oh, before he went to the Broncos. I know they're happy they got Jalen. Cheaper option. And probably better at this point in their careers. Yeah, he did. He did. Lucky Lefty podcast. So just to summarize what we've been talking about, social media, everything that's happening and surrounding Ja Morant, athletes. Is there a conversation that needs to be had with a brand like Notre Dame, who just got that AAU certification? May not mean that they're going to a conference, but it's for research, and it elevates them. It's just another piece of paper to have with the brand, right?
Now, what is it? It's the
AAU certification for research. And that's connected. A lot of people try to connect that to the Big Ten because most Big Ten schools are research schools.
Oh, so we're state funded then? Because if you're a research school, you're state funded. Like, that's why they always have the beef between Arizona State and Arizona, because Arizona is technically the research school because it's funded by the state.
Yeah.
And Arizona State is the private school or one of those two.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like a frat for universities, whether you're private or public. It's the Association of American Universities, and
Notre Dame knows how to finagle.
Yeah,
we gonna hold. We kind of like Disney. We got our own little land, little zip code. We got our own police. We ain't slick.
So this is what Father Jenkins said. While Notre Dame has long been known for its undergraduate education, we have striven to be a preeminent research institution with superb graduate education, all informed by our Catholic mission. Now, that right there is what has caused an uproar amongst some connected to Notre Dame because of the church, of course.
Well, I mean, come on.
What do you think? Because when you bring in research and science, a lot of times it collides with faith and belief. And some people have a problem with that. Some people honestly let's keep it a buck, because I'll talk about it. Some people had a problem, and I believe there was a post on some people had a problem with the fact that Notre Dame posted something about Pride Month on their social media.
If Notre Dame crosses that bridge, I don't know how do you even operate as the same thing.
But they crossed it. It was on their social media page, So a lot of people were upset about that. So
because hey, you get Notre Dame, that's the last stronghold for some of these people.
So you talk about the AAU and research and science, and now a lot of people are trying to, I guess, create a situation.
Notre Dame about to
be
like a Budweiser.
Yeah. Look.
Hey, that Irish green gonna be something different. They don't get it together.
And we're not making light of it. I want to be clear. We're not making light of it. We're just pointing out that, because of what Notre Dame has stood for a long time, and we're talking about branding. That's what the conversation was, and how you can mess that up as a player or an athlete on campus and social media and everything. This is a lot. And it gets political without.
Oh, it's gonna get political for sure.
Yeah.
It's gonna get political. But I think it is a good test for Notre Dame. The one thing that they've had since 1942 or whenever 1842.
Yeah.
That interlocking ND, and it's been pretty consistent since inception.
Yeah.
Now, in these last little years, they've been are they going? I mean, they turn around like that, then hey, we need to be rearranging priorities of national championship being number one. Because good stewardship is out the window.
Yeah. And People grow, right? Brands grow. And hopefully, as they grow in sociological areas, hopefully they can grow in financial areas and release that NIL money. If Notre Dame is about growth, and that's what we're seeing, then go ahead and unleash that money
That's the one thing that they
to
gonna do.
these athletes.
I don't know if they ever
Do
gonna
that.
do that.
Do
Man, they
that.
probably burn to the ground before they do something.
Tweet that out. Tweet that out. We have released $50 million to support NIL for Notre Dame's football program and Marcus Freeman. Tweet that out.
They would
Tweet.
fire Father Jenkins. They would be like, what have you done? Why would you ever do that?
Tweet that out. Tweet that out. We have released a budget of $50 million for the 2024 and 25 classes. Go ahead and release that.
That's
Tweet
what's
that
gonna
out.
change the administration. You start affecting them book sale numbers over. Oh, what? Don't do it, Notre Dame. They said we'll cross the line with that other stuff. Well, if you talk about giving up some bread, oh no. You don't see us do donations every other week, recruiting more and more money. You talk about giving up. No. They will fire Father Jenkins. I don't even think he can be fired. They will find a way to fire. We will find out that Father Jenkins has bosses that day. That day, it'll come across the ticker. Somehow, Father Jenkins got fired. I don't really know. For relinquishing funds.
Dude, have somebody out there on the quad like Reverend Brown from Coming to America. My God, there is a God somewhere. There's a God somewhere. We have released $50 million to the NIL fund.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it'll be crazy. I mean, I think it would just make us unfair. We would have everything. Just think about it. We would have everything. If NIL wasn't a thing for Notre Dame, we would have it all. It would literally be unfair. Nick Saban really be up at the podium crying. How are we going to compete? They got the bag. They got the schedule. They do their own thing. They got the TV. Ain't no Bama TV on Saturday night.
Dude, Matt D said Notre Dame would have 25 stars if they released that kind of money.
It wouldn't be fair.
Hey, boy, Dante will call back like, hey, yo.
Whoa.
Y'all got the money now?
Yeah, I got some. Y'all dropping duffels off? Yeah, we would be too attractive as a school.
Oh, man. Great conversation, man, and how we kind of expanded it with social media and NIL impacting Notre Dame players and what it may look like moving forward. Oh, Reverend Brown. You see them cats on the quad pass around baskets like Lisa McDowell had. Talking about donations.
Yeah, oh, hell yeah. It would be a shame. It would be, man, listen.
Oh, man.
The one thing I know Notre Dame will never do, and that's not have an opportunity to be a good steward. And good stewardship is equal into conservativeness.
But that's pocket change, Left. You can't get a pocket change without being and not be a good steward.
You know how people get rich? Saving their pocket change. Yeah, that's financial transition people over here are learning those lessons in life. It is about the pocket change in life. And it's the unwillingness to ever give that pocket change up. It's how you gonna have that bag for a long time. It's the unwillingness to give out of the pocket change is what I mean, they fighting it now because this is the time. This is the time when we open up the pockets. NIL, the coaching, inflation, coaching contracts. Notre Dame is like, we're not budging or budgeting. Andy Ludwig trying to slide a little envelope That's how much it's gonna cost. No, we're good. No, we're good. Give it out that much.
Hey man, look here. Notre Dame, Father Jenkins, Jack Swarbrick. Y'all want to end this Justice Scott recruitment?
Oh,
Go ahead and release that tweet, dog.
end it tomorrow.
Go ahead and release that tweet. 50 mil dedicated to the 24 and 25 classes. Do it the weekend. Do it the weekend that the 25 class comes to your campus for the Irish invasion.
That's when you go up to the podium and write stuff for Marcus Freeman to say. That's when you start writing Marcus Freeman scripts. Guess what we got? That's when you make guest appearances and pop up, writing emails to the fans. That's when you do that.
Hey, usually that cat Marcus comes in a form-fit hoodie and shirt. That cat Marcus might come topless, bro. That cat Marcus might be so excited he forgets to put the shirt on, bro. Like, wait a minute, I gotta announce this before they change their mind.
Yeah, forget all the intros. We get straight to it. Listen what we just did. We just changed the game over here at Notre Dame. The pocketbooks, checking accounts, savings accounts are open. Money got dropped into the escrow. We can get started.
Man. Boy, that dude would be so man. You talking about sprinting to the podium? Man.
It would change life. And it's like a quantifiable thing where we know what would change life at Notre Dame. That's the thing. Man. They know. You think Marcus Freeman goes to work every day? He just knows, man, we just had $10,000. Man, we just had $50,000. Man, if we just gave Cardinal Tate a new little crib over here, man, we would be straight.
Oh man.
He knows this, but he like, man, I gotta go out here and fly all the way out there, convince them of some stuff when I know they ain't got their toilet working and some other things going on. They looking for the hey. So it would be too easy if we got that bag. And I think that's what Marcus Freeman is learning. That's why I don't know if he, even in his greatness, I don't know if he'll be there a long time. Because he need to get that Kevin Sumlin treatment. Where they roll it out the red carpet for him. Now, Kevin Sumlin messed it up.
Oh, he definitely messed it up.
But when he first got there, everybody wanted to play for Kevin Sumlin. Because he's at Texas A&M, they giving up that bag too.
Hey, that dime bag messed it up on the weekend too with Johnny. That's what really messed it up, but I'll leave it alone. Johnny going into games a little messed up. A little under the influence, my man. Lefty podcast. Someone in the chat asked what might look. I told you guys as we get ready to get out of here. I told you guys what this NBA Finals was going to look like. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? I told you. Now, Miami's going to make adjustments and come out playing really hard in game 2. And it doesn't mean a thing because they can't stop Joker and they can't stop Jamal Murray. They can't stop the pick and roll and the handoffs and the two-man game. There's nothing they can do. And I feel bad for Jimmy Butler because he recognized last night there's nothing we can do. Absolute man. There's nothing we can do.
Joker plays the game at his own pace, so it's like you just gotta just hope he misses the shot, and that just sucks.
Hey, bro, you know who the Miami Heat are right now. The Miami Heat are Notre Dame every time they make it to the college football playoff.
Just undermatched, outmatched.
And you recognize it early, like remember early in that Alabama game, you was just like, nah.
Even on the court when they're showing from the other view from the basket, they look way smaller than Denver, like way smaller. Like it's like Denver is the Space Jam monsters. They are so much bigger than them boys.
That cat Aaron Gordon is getting ready to eat. Do you hear me?
He's like 6'10". He is noticeably bigger than their biggest player, which is a 6'9" athletic fouler in Bam Adebayo.
He's about to eat all series.
Bam is so small compared to Jokic. It's just that's just the style that they they not
But
matched.
didn't I tell you he was too small for Joker? Didn't I tell you that?
But you can see it though, like oh my god, like you can't do nothing with the man. And then when he wants to, he just gonna put his shoulder in your chest. You're bouncing back, and he just takes a non-athletic jump shot.
And this is why Joe Mazzulla is an idiot. Let me give you the stat. In these playoffs, teams have shot 58% against the Miami Heat inside the 3-point line.
Oh yeah.
58%. However, they defend the 3-point line better than anyone else in the playoffs, the Miami Heat.
No wonder why they go.
What did the Celtics do? All series?
Jacked up threes,
Idiots. What did Denver come out and do in the first quarter?
Went straight to the paint. It was
paint. We'll kill you in this paint.
Vincent had matchups on Gordon at times. It was just like,
and then it looked like they just gave shots to Max Strus last night. Like, you go ahead and shoot that.
Because it's no matter how many points they shoot, they can't stop them twos.
No.
Or them rebounds. So Jimmy Butler got to have 40. They next best player got to have something ridiculous.
I said it, I tweeted out last night. The difficulty in going from defending teams that like to stand still and play one-on-one and a team that constantly moves.
Yeah.
Bro.
All five playing defense.
That's a totally different team.
Yeah.
And then the big man is the one passing the ball from the top of the key.
Pass it.
That makes it
to when he wants to. And it's like, man, there's no answer for that. So to start with no answer with that, all the other stuff is just like, it's overwhelming, You can't stop one guy. And you know he's coming. You know he's not gonna beat you with no speed, no athleticism, no size. Well, size. But it's manageable size. He ain't like he's Shaq. He's a Shaq with a Larry Bird game. Like crazy.
And dude, Denver, I think Denver shot 20% from 3 last night. They were broke.
They're not gonna do that again.
If they heat up, oh man.
Because their bench is nice. You got the Brown dude.
Bruh. Once again, here are the rest of the guys that are in town. Don't forget, Irish Invasion. Brian Driscoll will be there. I'll be driving down immediately after church to watch some of the best juniors in the nation. Marshall Pritchett, son of Wes Pritchett, will be there. Jerome Bettis Jr., I believe, will be there. So we'll see the best of the best in the 25 class, and we'll see who can leave there with an offer from Notre Dame. But other official visits this weekend, Styles Prescott, Hamilton, Indiana, Southeastern offensive tackle. He's been to Notre Dame multiple times. I think this is like his 5th visit. And Notre Dame remains on top for the young man. He's a must get, in my opinion, because you're going to have to battle well into the fall for Guerby Lambert. It will go a long way to get Styles Prescott into the class and solidify the tackle position, and then hope you can win the battle for Guerby Lambert. Paul Minky Jr., who is a long-range safety out of Cibolo, Texas, Samuel Clemens High School. You have to keep your eyes on him. Some people like him a lot. He's okay to me when I watched this film. And he was blown away when he came here in April. So he comes back for another visit with his family, and we'll see where he falls. They have some other safeties coming in. I don't know where he sits at the top. And ultimately, if the visit goes well, Notre Dame probably will springboard themselves to the top of his list. Fort Wayne's North Side safety, Bronte Johnson. You gave the film breakdown to Bronte, and you immediately said, yep, we need these type of dudes. As soon as I turned on the film, you didn't even give an analysis of his film. You were just like, the fact that he is one of those dudes that will bring something else to the locker room besides the good old boys that
Yeah,
we usually see in Notre Dame. We
we're gonna
need that type of energy. We
gonna
need
have
that type of energy. Absolutely. So, absolutely. Bronte Johnson, who I tip my cap because he had offers from other Power Five schools when he had the conversation with Notre Dame, and they told him what he needed to do, and he did it. It had a fantastic semester scholastically. So he didn't have to do that. He could have just said, "Screw Notre Dame. I'll take the Power Five offers that I have." Obviously, Notre Dame is at the top of his list. He's very interested if he's willing to go above and beyond for Notre Dame. And he would be a huge get at safety, in my opinion, for Notre Dame to get him out of Fort Wayne.
Fort Wayne guys got to keep the Indiana guys in house too.
Man, absolutely. So, Jay Carr, outlook in the 25 class, I want to see Marshall Pritchett without question. Uh, Also, Notre Dame's having the offensive line camp this weekend as well. So some of the top offensive linemen will be there with Joe Rudolph tomorrow. And then the Irish invasion for the rest of the junior class is Sunday. So it's a full weekend of visits and camps and everything. Notre Dame is really going all out this weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of these kids, man. I want to see the kids in 25 class at the safety position. That's what I'm interested in. And watching all of the safeties. And then I'm interested in watching all of the wide receivers. I'm not sure if Tyler Turner out of Illinois is going to be there because he pretty much knows he's been offered already. So there's no need for him to be there. But if he shows up, that just shows the relationship he has with Chancey Stuckey.
Right.
Because he doesn't need to go camp. And Notre Dame, he already has an offer. He's the number one wide receiver in Illinois. He knows what it is.
That's right.
He knows. So, did I forget anybody? I'm trying to think. Davis Andrews. And we already talked about Keidron Young, and you broke down his film earlier. But Davis Andrews is another individual be on campus, and it'd be interesting to see how this plays out. This young man more than likely will be taking or going on a mission probably next year, right after high school left. So to get him in a class and then not have him for a couple of years, we'll see if Notre Dame is interested in going down that road.
Hopefully, we make that move. I'm hoping we do. I mean, listen, the more the merrier. I think we're in a really good spot. Now we just got to tie the bow by getting these wins locked in.
Yeah, I agree. Great show. Thank you guys for tuning in. As I said before, can't do it without you. 21 years today left. The Wire hit HBO. Do you have any of your top 5 left?
Definitely top 5. I was thinking about going back over it this year as a memorial.
I started watching it last night.
Yep. You just turn it on, man, and it's crazy how production was then and then how it would look now if they did a remastered version, but
yeah,
the story is still the same. You still get with it.
And character development is so important because Omar, I immediately fell in love with it as a character. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like this dude. I liked Stringer Bell initially because he was the smart dude, right? That was trying to get out the game, trying to buy real estate, and he was a snake, bro. He was a snake. He was doing things by his own boys back. So
it's crazy. Yeah.
It's amazing how characters develop. You start out liking them, and then it's like, man, I started out thinking Bodie was a chump, and Bodie ended up being one of the G's.
One of the G's.
One of the G's of the show. So, and then young Michael, I never saw that coming when he turned.
No.
So, Lucky Lefty podcast, shout out to the Wire. You know what time it is.
Petticoat. Petticoat. Petticoat Junction.
It's time to get petty.
Oh, we did a good job executing.
Are you upset with something?
And fire up the Petticoat Junction train.
I just don't like you.
You don't?
No.
What is today's pettiest story? Petty Junction.
Petty Junction, pettiest stories of the day, brought to you by Onora Whiskey.
I got a good one.
OnoraWhiskey.com, that premium American whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. Go ahead, bro.
I was on Bama Sports Instagram today. They talked about how Jalen Milroe is in making his own summer camp with his receivers or spring camp with the receivers down in Florida. Invite all the guys to go down there. And I comment under the picture saying, LOL, Tommy doesn't give a darn. And Ty Simpson liked it.
Wait a minute. So you were being super petty today. And you're telling me that Ty Simpson liked what you said?
He liked the comment because he agreed with it.
Ty Simpson is getting ready to transfer, bro. Ty Simpson is getting ready to be out of there, bro.
He's had enough of Tommy already. He said, I'm not
already
sticking around for it. So.
Let me hate a little bit. Did you see that LSU players were introduced to their new helmets yesterday?
Air conditioned ones, right?
With built-in air conditioning that lasts for 5 hours.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, bro?
I really got to see how it feels because
first of all, that's a waste of money in South Bend because that's only for like a game, maybe two. That you need
unless it had heat. So
now you got a full furnace, huh? That's able to provide both.
Man, look, they're trying. There's only so many ways you can redo a helmet. Putting a freaking air conditioning unit in there is next level. Next, they're gonna have somewhere where you can read the plays or something on the visor. Or something.
Through the visor, that would be dope.
That'd be hard. That'd be
dope.
But it's still collision. You know, all that stuff is damaged with water and speed and collision.
So Makai Wingo tried it on. He was like, "Yo, what's that?" Like AC. Like, man, how long does it last? 5 hours. Like, yo, that's tight.
You couldn't believe it. All of them, as soon as they put on, was like, ooh, it must be really game changing.
I mean, down there in Louisiana, bro, it can,
we better not spend no money on that.
Yeah, it can get heated, bro. It can get heated. So the Pritchett family, man, they are on their way. They just tweeted out about 20 minutes ago. They'll be in South Bend this weekend. Look, hey, bro, I'm amped, bro. I'm amped to see these 25 kids, bro. I'm amped. We'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. But most of all, you have to make sure that you find a way to spin it different.
Let's go.
All right.